it is day 8. After today, you only have 2 more days to go of the 10-day challenge, and I'm so proud of you for sticking with it. You've been at this for 8 days now. You've been showing up for yourself to learn a new skill, and I'm so proud of you. I'm so glad you're here. Today we're going to talk about the coloring of your photos and how you can change that in Lightroom. We're going to talk about balancing your tone and your hue. We're going to talk about how to change your saturation, and then we're going to talk about how to modify each of your color profiles in your pictures. Are you ready? I'll meet you there. Okay friends, so we have 2 pictures here that I've already adjusted the brightness on, as you can see, but the color has not yet been adjusted. So we're going to get started. When it comes to editing color, you're going to hit this button right here that says color. The first thing I always do before adjusting like the vibrance and saturation or even the individual colors themselves, I always adjust my white balance. So you're going to click this thing in the middle right here that says white balance as shot. Once I click that, I have so many options here to choose from. I try to always start with auto and work from there unless you know which one you're kind of going for. But usually auto gives you a good starting place. I really like that. I really like how this looks. I like how it makes their skin tones look. We're always adjusting everything, our lighting, everything for skin tones, okay? Because that's the biggest thing in pictures is we don't want to make people look scary. And so keeping good color in the skin tone is always what we're going for. So once I've adjusted that, I can come down here and I can adjust my vibrance. I can adjust my saturation, like this. That looks crazy. It's like those, I forget what it's called, like Cam Wow or whatever pics we used to do back when we were in middle school. So I'm gonna actually, I feel like the colors aren't quite as vibrant in this picture as I'd like them to be. So I'm gonna pull up my vibrance just a touch, and then I'm gonna pop over here. Do you see this button that says mix? Okay, you're gonna click that. So color mix. This will allow you to change each of your colors individually. So the hue of the color is how much it leans to the colors that neighbor it. So I can pull my reds down to pink, or I can push them all the way to orange, and you can kind of see the change in the picture, right? Especially in her dress. I can desaturate reds or way saturate them, or I can change the luminance, and that's how like reflective and bright or dark and dull they become. So really dark, really bright. Okay, so I actually in this picture want to bring up my reds a little bit because they're not showing up a ton, and I want them to contrast with her dress, so I'm going to push them a little bit to the pinky side and then bring them up just a tiny bit, because do you see in his cheeks, if I pull the luminance down too much, his cheeks start to look blotchy. If I pull it up too much, they look a little too shiny. So I'm going to pull it up just a tiny bit. Now, hopping on over to my oranges, this is a really important one because her dress is really yellowy orange. So I want that saturation. Do you see how pulling the saturation up really improves how the grass in the back looks? It makes it more golden. But her dress just feels like a little too reddy orange, and so does her skin. So I'm going to pull this just a hair in the yellow direction. And then I'm going to bring up, see, if I bring it down too far, she starts to look, her skin starts to look blotchy and crazy. So if I bring it up just a tiny bit, add a little bit more saturation. Oh, so lovely. Okay, yellows. Yellows are interesting. So I can push this all the way to green and turn the grass really green. I can push it all the way to orange. But I'm actually going to kind of put it a little bit on the green side. I'm going to desaturate it some, and then I'm going to push my brightness way up right here, just like that. Okay. I'm going to bring my saturation back up just a tiny bit. Okay. I think that's what I want. Okay, greens. I don't really see a ton of greens, but I'm going to just mess with these a little bit. There's not, okay, his suit is kind of blue, so I'm going to bring up the blue in his suit, and then I'm going to take the luminance down, because do you see how there's like some splotching like on his coat sleeves? That also has some like purples and reds in it. So I'm going to take the purple out by desaturating the purple, and then I'm going to darken it so that you don't see those purple splotches. Same thing with this like magenta color. Okay, and there we have it. So that's the before. That is the after. How lovely is that? And look at those gorgeous skin tones. Okay, next one, super fast. I'm going to just whip through it, okay? So we start here with color. I'm going to change this to auto, see where it gets us. Okay, I'm not in love with that. So I'm going to pull the warmth up just a little bit until it's a little more where I want it to be. Okay, I'm happier with that. Come down. I'm going to leave the vibrance and saturation alone for right now. Now this little eyedropper tool, you can actually move it around on your picture and put it somewhere where you want to be white, and then it will adjust the picture to that being white, okay? The reds, I'm going to bring up the saturation. I'm going to bring down the luminance a little bit. And oranges. Oranges are so important in these photos. I'm going to bring that luminance up a bunch, turn it just a teeny bit yellower, but like not a ton. Okay, these yellows, I'm going to actually push a little to the, I'm going to desaturate some of these yellows actually and bring the brightness way up, which means I'm going to go back and play with my oranges. Do you see how I'm just like gradually using these and just shifting them around to get the look I'm going for? All right, there aren't really a ton of greens, but I'm going to push them really yellow. Okay, and I would say that's about the look I am going for. Okay, so now if I come down here, before, after, and I'm going to come right down here. I'm going to adjust this just a little bit. I want it to be a tiny bit bluer. And then I'm going to come right in here. Whoop, whoop. All right, I am pretty happy with this. All right, that is the finished product. So here's your before, there's your after. And look at that gorgeous skin. Okay, so that's what you're going for. This is how you adjust your colors in Lightroom. Great work, friends. You learned a lot today. Coloring is one of the most difficult things to master. I'm not going to lie to you, but it has some of the biggest impact in your photos once you get it down and once you find a style you love. So I'm giving you the freedom to play around. There's no right or wrong, I promise. So go have fun, go play around, and then let me see your before and after in the Facebook group today. I'll be watching and I can't wait to see, and I'll see you back here for the 9th video tomorrow. See you then.